Yeah, if you're doing a different project, tell me what you're doing today. Okay, I did. Okay. Um, so, Mathcad. Hey, keep it quiet, please. Keep it quiet, please. Keep it quiet, please. Mathcad. Um, MATLAB, what we just studied, we did symbolics in that. One of the chapters had to do with symbolic formulas and the like. With symbolics, you can use what's called MuPad, M-U-P-A-D, inside of MATLAB. It works a lot like Mathcad works. So in MATLAB, you can do symbolics either through MuPad or the command line. I showed just the command line stuff. Mathcad now is going to look more like ordinary equations that you enter. So we can do 1 plus 1, oops. Hit the equal sign, it does the evaluation. So just an ordinary equals will evaluate an expression for you. Now you've got lots of operators. So here's the Math tab in Mathcad. Here's the save. This is how you save your worksheet. I'll save it to the desktop. Okay. So it's graph paper, you'll notice. In fact, I'll kill the light so you guys can see it a little better. Double-click Mathcad. That's it. Right. I'm showing Mathcad Prime, by the way. Mathcad 15 should be very similar. Mathcad Prime is their latest and greatest product. Okay. Lots of operators, symbols. By the way, entering constants, be sure you use this tab because you'll notice pi exists. Where's pi? There it is. Okay. This can be used as a variable. And if you use it as a variable, it will not equal 3.1415926, etc. So these are built-in constants, infinity, log base e, and so forth, speed of light, etc. And then here's some symbolic keywords and stuff. We'll get to that a little bit later. The operators, let's see, let's do a square root of 5. Equal, you don't hit enter. You hit enter, it doesn't do anything. It just does that. To evaluate this, you hit the equal sign. There we go. Yeah, that'll come a little later. Yeah, you can do all sorts of evaluations. You can solve stuff and things like that. Also, it deals with units pretty well. You'll notice over here is units. Let's see, unit system, units, there we go. Come on, drop down. It's got all zillions of units that you can work with. So let's do, here's our famous sine functions. So operator, the trigonometric, let's see, functions, there we go, functions. Operators, of course, they will do some functions, absolute value, square roots, and so forth. Functions. So now you have zillions of functions you can take a look at. All the functions. If you click all functions, you'll get all the different functions. Let's see, trigonometric, lots of different sines and cosines. Sine. Now, in MATLAB, we have sine D, cosine D, tangent D, which means we're going to take the tangent, the sine in degrees, or the sine in radians. So let's go back here. I'm going to insert this and divide it by 4. So the sine of pi over 4 equals. And now let's do it another way. And this time I typed in the sign. You'll notice it's italics. It might not pick up. It should pick up the function anyway. If you type it, if you go to the drop-down list for functions, or you type it, either way ought to be just fine. Okay. 45 degrees. I can type in the unit with Mathcad. And it should come, 45 degrees is pi over 4, right? Pi over 4 radians is 45 degrees. Hit the equal sign. Same answer. So Mathcad is really good for units.
What is that like little circle
Multiplication. Right. Multiplication. Little circles, multiplication.
Where are you finding the multiplication, the division sign?
What's that now?
Where did you find the division sign for the pi?
Oh, slash, the forward slash, just like regular division.
So is there not a shortcut for like a quicker way to do like a square root?
No, it's a drop down. It might be in functions. There might be a square root function. I'm not sure. You can always try it. Nope. Variables, okay, it doesn't know SQRT. So, oh, maybe you do. Maybe, I mean, they've already got it down here. They've already got it here. So, you just type DEG, 45 DEG. That's it. I didn't have to type the times, by the way. Okay. So that gives you a quick introduction to entering things. Let's do. Also, in Mathcad, when you use variables, you have to make sure that you've assigned it either above or to the left. So if you put a formula for x right here, and then below the formula you put x equals something, that won't work.
If you don't mind, we discovered like you can do a keyboard command to do square root, you do backslash.
Okay.
If you do like a number that, you do like cube root, square root, root.
Right. Okay. Now, I'm trying to give an introduction, not, some of these shortcut things are, you'll learn that as you go along, as you start using the product. How do we get you started using it? That's the main thing. Okay, radius. To assign, now, so far, we've used the equal sign just to evaluate an expression. This is an assignment statement. To assign, you have to do colon equal. Okay. Colon equal. Actually, I just typed colon and it knew I was doing an equal sign. I've assigned 5 meters to radius. Now I can do radius equal. So now I can find the value. Here's what I'm talking about as far as assigning values. If I do this, right, right, it has not yet, it's above the assignment.
So does it also work, so it works left, right, up, down?
Yeah, that's right. Left, right, up to down. Be sure you enter your equations in that manner.
Yeah, it's okay. Since it's at the top, it reads that first, so it doesn't know what radius is.
It doesn't know what radius is yet. It doesn't know what it is yet, and then you get down here, it does know it. Now, if I move, if I do this, now it does know what it is.
Yeah, this was just like, yeah,
Um, there we go. There we go. I hit it, by the way, so area is assigned equal to this. Then I put not an assignment, just a regular equal sign at the end, and it evaluates it.
so now area equals that number.
Um,
Wait, you did the colon,
oops.
right? Yeah.
That's right. So, come on, move. Where's my arrow key? Why isn't my arrow key working? Okay. There. So, there we go. Now, I've just, so far, we're in meters. 78.54 meters squared. What I just did, if I don't put any units, it'll just default. If I want feet squared, type in the unit. Hit return, yeah, and you'll get feet squared. There we go. You can define it here, and then type a regular equals without a colon here, and it'll do this. Or you can, you don't have to do the equals here. You can do it afterwards also. Okay. This makes nice, neat equations you can put in Word documents and things like that. If you've used Microsoft's equation editor, it's kind of similar. I am going to stop here for the day. Oh, by the way, one more thing about Mathcad. You'll enter that. You'll see it in Chapter 11. Global variables are a bad idea anyway. Previous versions of Mathcad allow you to define a global variable. Mathcad Prime has removed it. You can't do a global variable in Mathcad Prime. So that section of the Seamer's book in Chapter 11 is now outdated. No global, you don't get global variables in Mathcad Prime. In MATLAB, you can define something global also. But global variables are a terrible idea. Back in the old days of BASIC, where you only had two characters to define a variable, so you had let's see, the digits and the letters. So 36 squared possibility. Anyway, it was really easy to get confused, and it was everywhere. Everything was global. So trying to write programs like that was just horrid. But anyway, so since then, we're getting away from global. What happens in the function stays in the function. Yes.
Is this taking the place of the project we could do?
Yes.
So that's what I'm
Working through Mathcad. Yes, Alex.
Is there a way, like, say you set radius, and then you set that as the variable with the colon equals, then it'd be like 5m, but not as in meters, just 5m as in m is a variable. So you can solve equations with like
Yes.
little.
Yes. Let's try. Let me move everything. Okay, come on, you silly thing, move. There we go. Okay. Let's go. Radius equals 5 times m. And then I'm going to hit equal, so 15. Um, and so here you can enter, let's do this. This is where the units, when you do the times, it takes m as a variable. When you do, when you just type it or enter it as a unit, there it is. Oops. And it doesn't like it. Okay, we've got, okay, no, you don't want to name a variable. Did you notice the problems we had with that? You don't want to name a variable the same as the unit, right? I thought you could, but I was wrong. Okay. Right, it's kind of goofy, yeah. Doesn't work.
Hey guys, can you guys please put that phone down?
There we go. Okay, that's it for today. Any other questions?
Yeah, so this project, you said it's due today, but
The plan for it, obviously. How you, let's see, Julio over here is doing working through C++ book. And Michael is going further with math. He's getting into strings with MATLAB. So he's going to do a MATLAB project. So that's what I mean by a project is for example, the C++ book.
so if I wanted to use C++, is it too late now to do
You
it?
can do it.
Dude, Mathcad.
Unfortunately, I like the dummies books, but they don't give good assignments sometimes. The Excel book, the e-learning kit, does have good assignments. I really like that one.
For your son, would we be able to print that off in the library?
You can.
If we pay for it?
You've got to pay for the pages.
It'd be like $13 to 66.
I think it's cheaper in the bookstore. $9.
Or just, or just get like a PDF of it.
Or just go to the engineering room upstairs because that one doesn't charge you for print.
Yes.
Like this one.
Hang on just a second. Let me turn off Panopto.
Also,